The Samsung Galaxy A07 might seem like just another budget phone, but there is more going on here than you think. It's rocking a 90Hz display, a stronger Helio G99 chipset, and Samsung is even promising long software update. But is that enough in a world where Tecno, Redmi and Infinix are flooding the market with alternative? That's exactly what we are breaking down today. Unboxing Samsung phones have pretty much been the same over the last few years. You get only a USB-C charging cable, a SIM card removal tool, and a quick guide. The box looks different, not like what we've seen for A-series devices over the years. Here is a quick comparison with the box of the Samsung Galaxy A16 to give you some context. Since there is no charger in the box, you need to buy one, and the charging adapter must support power delivery. You can't just use any power adapter out there to charge this phone and get the maximum charging capacity. There is also no case in the box, and you might have to buy that separately. My unit here has 4GB RAM and 64GB storage space, and the storage type is UFS 2.2 with an LPDDR4X RAM type. It's the type of RAM and storage configuration we see around this price point. I paid around 135,000 naira for the phone, which is somewhat close to $90 for those outside Nigeria. Like I said, around this price point, we have the Redmi 15C, Tecno Spark 40 and even more devices. Subscribe to the channel. I plan on comparing this particular phone, the Samsung Galaxy A07, with other devices. And let me also know in the comment section if there is any particular comparison you want me to make first with this phone. The design of the phone has changed a bit, with the cameras now housed in the same cutout. With the Galaxy A06, the two cameras at the back were inside their own separate cutouts. We have the flashlight sitting just beside the camera cutout. The back and frame of the phone is plastic with a glossy finish that is prone to stains and scratches. My color here, dark green, does a good job at hiding the stains. You should also try and get a case to hide some of the stains and scratches. The phone also has an IP54 rating against dust and water splashes. It's not waterproof, just splash resistant. We have a single downfiring speaker at the bottom of this phone, and it sounds just okay. Since it's a downfiring speaker, you can easily block it when holding the phone horizontally. You also get a headphone port, which might be a good addition for some people. The fingerprint scanner is by the side and it opens up the phone quite fast, but there are times when you might struggle if you don't place your fingers the right way. The phone supports dual 4G SIM cards with a dedicated slot for memory expansion. The Samsung Galaxy A07 feels a little bit bulky in the hand because of its size, but it is kind of not heavy, so it is still comfortable. And I would say that you cannot use this phone with one hand. The build quality is great, but the design is still pretty much the same. Nothing much has changed. Flipping the phone to the front, we have the same U-shaped notch display, and it seems Samsung is not ready to move on from this type of display design for some of their budget phone. The Samsung Galaxy A07 has an IPS LCD display with a 720p resolution and 90Hz refresh rate. Last year's model had only 60Hz refresh rate, and that's the only difference that I can see between the two. It's not the brightest display out there, and max brightness is typically around 500 nits, and you might struggle to see the display in a sunny weather condition. While the display is responsive to touch and feels smooth in usage, the Spark 40 feels a bit better to use around this price category. The bezels around the display also make it look a bit outdated. We have seen this display on 3 generation Samsung Galaxy A series phones. From the A05 up to the A07, there isn't much difference. Watching content or playing games is also just okay for the price. We all know Samsung makes the best display, but I think it's time they put effort into making the display of the Galaxy A07, maybe the A0 series phones. It's time they put in the work and make it a little bit better. We expect good displays from Samsung, and when they compromise, it doesn't always go well. When it comes to connectivity, I didn't experience any problems. My SIM was inside the phone and I used it to make calls, and most of the time it was connected to Wi-Fi, and browsing the internet or making calls on WhatsApp was also smooth. It's just that the Wi-Fi connectivity isn't always able to reach certain distances as compared to other phones. Apart from that, I didn't experience any problems while talking on the phone or using the internet during my testing. The Samsung Galaxy A07 is powered by the MediaTek Helio G99, which is quite impressive even though it's an old chipset. Most of the phones around this price are powered by the MediaTek Helio G81, and all things into consideration, the Helio G99 is better. You can play some games with the phone and it will run them fine. But if you want to play games, it's best you get the model with up to 8GB RAM, as it can handle games better. And I also played a lot of games on this phone. And one thing I noticed was that if you played for like very long hours, it gets a little bit warm, not overheating, and after very long periods, you also kind of notice that it is lagging. The major games I played on this phone include Call of Duty Mobile and Real Racing 3. I also did a bit of mob control. Daily tasks like using social media apps, making calls, watching content and texting were all good for the price, and performance has been better optimized on this device when you compare it to the Galaxy A06, because I tested that phone extensively and I had it for a while. This is where this phone holds its ground against the competition, as they can't match the performance that you get from this phone. We all know software is another aspect where Samsung seems to pull ahead of others. We have Android 15 here based on One UI 6. Samsung is also promising 6 years of software updates on the Galaxy A07, which is quite interesting given the fact that the chipset on this phone might not really hold up 6 years from now. There are some features missing, like a native screen recorder, but we have the secure folder here. You can easily multitask here, and it is impressive because the phone is able to retain apps in the background, even though I have the model with just 4 GB RAM and 64 GB storage space. You get split screen and pop-up window, which is great to see at this price point. Awesome AI isn't available here, and it's a set of AI features on the Galaxy A series lineup of phones. When it comes to AI features, we don't have any on this phone, but the competing devices are offering a lot of AI features for the price. Customization is also on point here. You can tweak the phone however you want. The widgets and icons are also as polished as what you get on the flagship Samsung phones. The software is one of the reasons why I will pick this phone over others. The interface is clean and animations around the phone are pleasing to the eye. We have a 50 megapixel primary camera on the Galaxy A07 accompanied by a 2 megapixel depth lens at the back, with an 8 megapixel selfie camera up front. Pictures from the camera are good enough for the price. I also point out that if camera is your priority, then you should go for like the Galaxy A26. You get better pictures there. You can see the pictures here. It's quite bright, especially in well-lit environments. You also need to select the 50 megapixel option in the camera app for more detailed shots. You can also see that there are some details when it comes to skin tones. I also love how the phone handles HDR with these shots. Colors also appear quite accurate, but not the best. The camera is also inconsistent because you can snap 2 pictures at the same time, back to back, and have them look completely different. For selfies, I would say that it's still pretty much the same. You really need to get a good environment to snap good selfies with this picture, as in low light, the images just fall off. The max video you can shoot with the front and back camera is 1080p 30 fps, and I wouldn't advise anyone to even buy this phone in the first place if videos are what you want to do. The Samsung Galaxy A06 comes with a 5000 mAh battery, and it can give you a complete day of use under a single charge if you are a casual user. The battery life is somewhat impressive, but I wish it was a bit better. If you are someone that spends a lot of time on your phone, you might have to charge it in between usage because it will drain so fast. Samsung also downgraded the charging speed from 25 watts to 15 watts, which is something I can't comprehend. We need to continue moving toward faster charging, as the competition is moving towards faster charging at up to 45 watts. So here is the bottom line. The Galaxy A07 isn't a huge leap from the Galaxy A06, but its performance with the Helio G99 and Samsung's long-term software support are what make it stand out for the price range. If camera or display quality are your top priority, you might want to consider rivals like the Spark 40 or maybe the Redmi 15C instead. But for smooth performance and reliable update, this is one of the strongest options for under 150,000 naira. Now, I'll be comparing this head-to-head with some of those rivals soon. So let me know in the comment section which matchup you would like to see first. And if you found this video very helpful, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out when I upload future videos.